Way down in Terrytown, there's a special way to get around. It's the only way I've ever found to play above the ground. Zooming along the treetops, zipping way up in the sky. Zigging and zagging, forgive me for bragging, but gee how I love to fly. Zooming along the treetops, zipping way up in the sky. Zip, zip, zoom-a-loom, zig-zag, zig-a-zoom, gee how I love to zip, zip, zoom-a-loom, zig-zag, zig-a-zoom, gee how I love to fly.
One crisp autumn day, in the blue skies over Terrytown Valley, a train of 7 Canadian geese was sailing south toward their winter home. From inside the hangar at Terrytown Airport, old Oscar admired the grace and beauty of the birds in flight. None of the other planes at EZ Airlines noticed. They were too excited about what was happening on the ground. In a few moments, Easy O'Malley would announce the winner of the Why I Want to Fly in an Airplane contest. The planes gathered round the control tower, where Easy O'Malley stood holding the hand of a little girl.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Jennifer, the winner of our contest, the airline owner said. And as our winner, she gets to fly in any plane she chooses.
All the planes smiled their most charming smile for Jennifer. Each hoped to be the one that she would choose. Big Jake thought he would be picked because he was the biggest and strongest.
I can take her higher than any of the others, he reasoned. Surely she'll choose me.
JJ thought he'd be chosen because he was a little plane, just the right size for Jennifer.
None of the others can do a double backward somersault, he said to himself. She's bound to pick me.
Tracy thought that Jennifer would probably want to fly in a little girl plane.
We have the most in common, Tracy told herself, and Jennifer will love my cartwheels. I know she'll pick me.
Herky was sure he would be selected because he could do all kinds of neat tricks.
She'll have lots of fun flying with me, he thought.
Snuffy believed that he'd be the one because with him, Jennifer could write messages in the sky to all her friends. And Savannah was certain that she'd be picked. After all, she was the fastest, most famous plane in the fleet. Jennifer had to make a tough decision. Each of the planes had something special to offer. She studied all their faces, then turned and pointed toward the hangar where old Oscar was taking a nap.
There's the plane I want to fly in,
Jennifer said. Old Oscar was right in the middle of a pleasant dream. And in his dream, which seemed very real, he was leading a grand parade of airplanes through the sky. All of a sudden, JJ's voice echoed in his head like an alarm bell.
Oscar, wake up, wake up!
The antique plane opened his eyes with a start, and what he saw was alarming. All the other planes were rushing toward him. He didn't know what to think.
Congratulations, Oscar,
JJ cried.
You've been picked by the winner of the contest.
Contest? What contest?
Old Oscar was confused.
Well, what happened to the parade?
Parade?
Said JJ.
What parade?
Never mind,
muttered the old biplane.
I must have been dreaming.
Old Oscar felt like a beloved king as he was escorted to the head of the runway. Perched in his cockpit was Jennifer, who sat on a pillow so that she could see over the top of the instrument panel. Old Oscar was delighted to be the plane that Jennifer picked. Just before taking off, he looked at Savannah and winked.
I guess it's age before beauty this time, eh, Savannah?
Then the spry old-timer revved his engine, chugged down the runway, and took off for the sky. As the other planes watched old Oscar circle the airport, JJ said,
Big Jake, why do you think Jennifer wanted to fly with old Oscar?
I couldn't tell you, JJ, Big Jake said. I thought she was going to pick me.
That's funny, said JJ. I thought she was going to pick me.
Snuffy watched as old Oscar arced over the valley.
Mr. O'Malley, he said, I think all of us would like to hear Jennifer's winning essay.
Easy O'Malley held up a tape recorder.
Well, since Jennifer was too young to write her essay, she recorded it on tape,
He said. He switched on the recorder, and instantly Jennifer's voice was heard loud and clear.
Ever since I was small as could be, I knew just what I wanted to see. I would dream of the wide open sky, and of what it would feel like to fly, to soar like a bird in the air, and to see where she sees from up there. Mountain peaks, open spaces, and lots of nice places I always have wished I could share with the birds and the planes in the air. To float like a bright butterfly, to pop through a cloud and say hi. I'd stay up here till late, but my dinner won't wait, so I finally come down with a sigh. So that's why I hope, that's why I dream, that's why I want to fly.
After a few moments of silence, JJ said,
Gee, it makes you feel lucky to be an airplane, doesn't it?
You know, said Big Jake, sometimes we take our everyday lives for granted, and we don't see the beauty all around us. Often I fly too high to even see the ground.
I know what you mean, said Savannah. Sometimes I go too fast to even notice what's around me.
Each of us should stop and smell the roses every day, even if you can't smell very well.
Sniffled Snuffy, who was having trouble with his allergies.
Wise old Oscar always talks about enjoying the wonders of nature,
Tracy said.
You know what? I think that's the reason Jennifer wanted to fly with him.
Just then, old Oscar breezed in for a pinpoint landing. Pulling to a stop in front of the hangar, he smiled and said,
Now that was some fine flying, if I do say so myself.
All the other planes gathered around.
Thanks, Oscar, Jennifer said. You were wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted.
My pleasure, Jennifer, old Oscar said. In fact, I feel so good I could fly all day.
Well, what are we waiting for? JJ said. It's a great day to fly.
Right, said Snuffy. We want to get in on the fun, too.
Remembering his dream, old Oscar said,
Sounds like we got the makings of an air parade.
Well, let's go, cried Herky as he shot straight up from the ground. Oscar, you lead the way.
For the rest of the day, just like in his dream, old Oscar led the whole gang on a grand air parade through the skies over Tarrytown Valley. And all the planes thought about how lucky they were to be able to fly like the birds.